Yes, we are here, the end of the prequels, and the best movie in the series yet. Yes, there are spoilers here, so if you're not into spoilers, stay away. Hey guys, thank you for joining the quest again today. I am your host Marques Underwood, and if you follow my channel, you know that once a month I review a Star Wars movie, and this month is no different. So this month I'm reviewing Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Let's get right into it. I honestly thought the CGI in this movie is the best CGI in the prequels so far. That's saying something, to be honest. The first two movies, the CGI was iffy, but this one, I really thought it was great. Yes, there are some iffy moments here and there, like some background scenes and it's, blended in, but overall the CGI was great. And I can appreciate that. Something that George Lucas finally did right. So the movie starts off with Anakin and Obi-Wan on a mission to save Palpatine, or the Chancellor, as he's called in this movie a lot, from Count Dooku. And so they get the Palpatine and they fight Dooku, and we see something really strange. Palpatine tells Anakin to kill Dooku, which is not the Jedi way. There's a little hint of the Emperor's voice when he says, "Do it." And I really like that touch. And so of course Anakin kills the guy, and it's the first time we see him do something evil. And we can kind of see that he kind of regrets doing it, and he understands it's not the right way to do it. But later on we see Anakin, he has some nightmares, kind of similar to Episode 2, but this time it's with his wife Padme, and really it's just Padme being in pain, and it really hurts him. He's trying to figure out what's the cause of this harm that's going to happen to her, and he's trying to prevent it really throughout the movie. It's kind of like a subplot, and I thought it was a cool subplot. Also, we see Anakin trying to become a master, but the Jedi Council won't allow him, and he's really hurting the Strut by that, because Palpatine's the one that kind of told the council that he should become a master. And some things we learn later on is that this was all part of Palpatine's plan. So it's kind of cool to see that. But by far the best scene in this whole movie is when Palpatine and Anakin talk. Palpatine talks to Anakin about the Sith Lord who has the ability to stop people from dying and to bring them back to life and things of that nature. And of course this intrigues Anakin because he's trying to prevent Padme from going through that same thing. But Palpatine says basically that you have to become a Sith Lord or know the ways of the Sith in order to gain his access. And so Anakin, he's interested just for Padme, but he's still trying to figure out how Palpatine knows this. The fun fact is, the story about Darth Plagueis that he tells is really the story about him killing his master. Because his master had the ability to bring back people from the dead and to stop them from dying, but he couldn't do that to himself. So that's really cool to see and unique take on it. So we see Obi-Wan, he's on his own mission to find this guy, General Grievous, which is the first time we ever see him in the series. He's in Clone Wars too, but this is the first time we ever see him in the series. He collects the lightsabers of the Jedi that he kills, and he can hold 4 lightsabers at one time. And it's really cool because we can see him he has 2 lightsabers that propel, kind of like a helicopter, and the other 2 are stiff. But this is like some unique things, because the first time you see this, you're like, how the hell can he stop this guy? But Obi-Wan does it, and this is like the most dynamic fight in the whole Star Wars universe to me, because it's like different levels. Like the first fight is a lightsaber fight, the second one is like a chase, and then the third part of the whole fight is like a hand-to-hand duel. And I thought that was cool. We haven't really seen that in a Star Wars movie with different levels. And I thought this was a unique take on that, so I can appreciate that. So over time, with Anakin getting to know Palpatine, he finds out that he's a Sith Lord, and he tells Mace Windu, which is played by Samuel L. Jackson. And Mace Windu, takes things into his own hands. But something happens here. We see Anakin actually help out the Palpatine and kill Mace Windu. And from this point on, Anakin's known as Darth Vader. Now, the whole way that Anakin got the name Darth Vader, I kind of felt like it was iffy. Like, I thought they could have did it a lot better, because everybody knows the title Darth Vader is like so huge in pop culture. You would think that the way he got his name was a bit more meaningful, but this kind of killed that, but I can understand it. So with Anakin being Darth Vader now, Palpatine puts in Order 66, which is where all the Jedi die. So the clone troopers from the second movie, they're in this movie and they turn on the Jedi and all the Jedi die. And we even see Anakin going to his room where he kills children, of all people. He kills children, he kills the Emperor's sidekicks. He kills basically everybody that's on the Jedi Alliance. And so we see different people like Yoda and Obi-Wan. They have to scatter and try to survive, get the remaining few Jedi. So, you know, Obi-Wan tries to warn Anakin about Palpatine, how bad he is. Then we see Padme come down off the ship, and then we see Anakin, you know, force choke her because he doesn't like some stuff that she says to him, and he kind of like doesn't realize what he's doing, but then he does. So of course, after all this happens, Obi-Wan and Anakin, they fight, and this fight to me is probably top 3 best fights in the whole series, in my opinion. Yes, it is choreographed like the first one, but it's still great. There's different levels too, but you know, instead of it being like from lightsabers to racing to hand-to-hand combat, instead it's more like they're like fighting on a bridge thing, and then they kind of go to like a lava thing, like a lava level or something. Like, I thought it was cool, and I can appreciate it. It kind of like was like a metaphor for the whole situation, and I thought that was cool. But during this fight with Obi-Wan and Anakin, we also see a fight between Yoda and Darth Sidious, which is really like a fan-long, you know, thing that we wanted to see, because they're both the best in their class, and to see them two fight, it's really cool, and it was really intriguing. And honestly, I thought Yoda won, but it was really cool. And just so while Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, they have their little talks. Okay, so there's this part where Anakin tries to jump over Obi-Wan and he fails, and Obi-Wan cuts off his legs, and you know, he says the whole "I hate you," and you know, Obi-Wan does his little crying thing where he's like, "You was the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force." It is kind of over dramatic, but it still works, and I really felt the whole vibe and the whole like connection between them and how they were both disgusted with each other. I understood both of their perspectives. And of course, we see how Darth Vader is being made. I always wondered what it looked like in his eyes, and we actually get to see that in this movie. It's really cool. We also get to see how his body's connected to the machine and how he breathes and all this stuff. But what really took me at the moment with this movie is that when Palpatine tells Vader that he killed Padme, he's like, no, that did not have to be in the movie at all. It disrespects Vader. You already did that in the first movie. Don't do that again. Simultaneously, this thing's occurring with Padme, where she's giving birth to the twins, Leia and Luke. And we just see some connections between episodes 3 and episode 4, and that's really the end of the movie. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. I'm giving this movie a B, a 3.5 out of 5. This is the best movie in the prequels. I really liked how it showed the transition from Anakin being a Jedi to Sith. I really thought this movie did that really well. The CGI is a lot better than the first 2 movies. It is kind of iffy in some scenes, but it's great. I like the boss fights. This has some of the best fights in the whole series, in my opinion. And you guys should just check it out. So, have you seen Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith? If you have, comment below with your thoughts on the film. And I just want to know, what is your favorite movies in the prequel? Comment below with that too. Again, I'm your host Marques Underwood, and join the quest.